good time. If he does fight the Bristleback early on, like you're able to burn his mana, you're not worried about as many quills, and then obviously they don't have that much lockdown for him either. So as you mentioned, it feels like there's a bit of a timer on them to get that push together with the Bristle.
Well, here we go. The last tower showdown
and,
of MDL.
And it had been LGD the whole time winning the tower fight. So
what do you know? It hasn't changed.
5-0.
Yeah, they're 5-0 on that one.
Yeah, they're 5-0
I
on the
thought it was
tower
going to
fight.
change on that one, you know, but it came up. It was still LGD favored.
Yeah.
Oh, who would have guessed?
Savage ranked.
All right, you guys done? Okay, let's get into it now, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome. Okay, maybe.
No. Hold on.
One more chat wheel warm up. Here we go. This one takes the cake. Final game of your grand final. DL here. Getting into action, super curious how the laning setup will end up being here. You have your Earth Spirit, who will try to look around for those kind of early game setups that as we've seen Afu do. But as you step away from the safe lane, you might give easier time for 11 on that matchup. And also, you know, you got to consider the AM and matchup on the bottom lane. I don't know. Seems like it's going to be a difficult start for LFY.
Yep. One of them could be the similar to the last game. You want to try lane just to deal with this pesky Zeus and also see the hard carries. He's going to want to free farm. He gets support from as well. Silencer, while he's good at zoning, doesn't have a reliable disable or anything. He doesn't really have kill potential like a Silencer or Emily. Sounds very weak. No stun, no real good slow, no real kill potential. But with Kunkka, it definitely exists. So I think we'll see Kunkka block the mid lane, then head bottom. Also protects him from the Earth Spirit, who is likely to be helping out and trying to contest AM's farm.
What's interesting also is, after seeing that Earth Spirit pick, I feel like LGD's core picks this game have kind of minimalized the impact of the Earth Spirit. It just feels like these are three cores that are very difficult for him to roam on and secure kills with. So that's an interesting, different direction that they've taken in this draft.
That's where you get to see a real Earth Spirit specialist, finding openings where it feels like there's not going to be too much action in the early game.
What's he doing here? Maybe dragging, not the first creep wave, but aiming for the second creep wave to drag off.
Uh-oh.
He's been bad.
Been spotted. Almost got blocked within those trees. He does have the roll, though. Just has to make sure it doesn't get blocked by Victoria. He got blocked by Victoria. So now the reps are going to keep coming, and he doesn't have another roll. He just gets slowly walked down and chopped. Little by little, but all moving for the neutrals, but he gets hit with the torrent, and that is your first blood.
Yikes. The boots from Victoria, I think Earth Spirit thought that roll was going to go off, but just that tiny bit of extra movement speed gave him enough to get in front and block it. That is really bad for this laning stage to start off in that fashion for LFY. They're a team that needs to do well in the early game and then start pushing towers, taking objectives, pressuring LGD's lineup.
You'd be surprised. It's as long as you can hug the body of the Earth Spirit, you can get that block on that rock. You don't necessarily have to be right in front of them either. As the rock animation starts, you have that few moments to just step and, as we saw there, just shut him down. Now back towards this bottom lane. Afu makes his return, already being zoned back by Victoria as they try to pincer in onto Inflame. They hit him up with the curse. Torrent finds its man. And then with a jump in from Ame, they will look to get the finish before he can even TP out.
Oh, and the walk, that means walk of shame back to the lane.
That's such a terrible, terrible feeling. But
you'd rather just die without that TP being wasted. Free farm anti-mage. That is going to be the story of this game. The rotations towards bottom don't really come until like DK, maybe it's like level, I mean theoretically level 6, but I imagine we will see a rotation around level 7 to 8 just to pressure the AM's tower. While you probably can't kill the AM, you want to just go down there to force him to move out of the lane. Mid lane career snipe.
yeah.
Afu
Maybe?
is... Oh my gosh, LGD just reading every little movement.
I think he's going to have to make a serious mistake for them to really be able to kill him for the most part of the early game. And then, additionally, like, obviously once the Battle Fury is up, he's able to push out waves that creates the potential for Ursa to be able to take a Roshan, pick up solo kills. So, again, like, kind of a very clear game plan.
Oh, he's looking for the courier. It's not there, Afu. I'm sorry, my friend.
Oh, well, he's still looking.
He did loop around after he missed the roll through mid. It looped all the way around the east side.
Yep.
so he will not.
He'll be watching the replay on that one for sure, wondering where it's
Mid
at
lane,
what point.
super.
Hard hit under the tower. Right clicks are coming. Nice TP back from Afu though to roll in, but I don't think he can block enough.
The cleave though finishes off the kill. And Afu's going to die as well. It looks like the illusion's tanking all the tower hits.
Oh, I need one more slash. Got it right there. Maybe picks it up.
What happened with the tie down to the Zeus? It looks like he got ganked.
Up in the top lane.
It's a roaming Zeus. This is not a good thing to see. It may find a second kill though. The results of the roaming Zeus aren't too shabby. Even though it's not why you pick the hero and you're not you're happy with what's happening now, but ultimately, yeah, there is definitely concerns because you've abandoned your offlane against an anti-mage who is going to have a 11-12 minute battle fury at this rate.
A good punish of the support there, and hey, Inflame is finding a way to make some use of himself since the laning phase wasn't working out so well. Fight for the rune spot, moving in with the Dragon Tail. Super eating a lot of hard slashes early already. It's stacking up. There's the overpower, and Super's gonna get punished for going for the rune.
Nice change-up kind of build here from maybe going for...
Oh, and they're not done. They're gonna get even more. They get a hold of Inflame with the X pullback torrent, and maybe just says, I'll come over and help you with that one too. Double kill for him. Maybe already 3-0 in this game.
Yeah, nice 2 points there in Earthshock from maybe. This is a spell that has a very low cooldown and doesn't cost him mana. If you look at it, actually ends up scaling pretty well in terms of damage and slow for such a short cooldown spell. And he's used it quite a bit in those few kills just now. It's quite instrumental.
Yeah, he is off to a fantastic start as the anti-mage. The top kind of receiving a bit of heat in this top lane, hasn't found ultimates in the way of farm. Kunkka though, Arcane Boots, Victoria is having a phenomenal start, given that he did get the first blood, the big kind of reason for that. But even since then, he's been in all 6 of these kills, 2, 1, and 4.
Yep.
Looking for more. And just throw a taunt, not actually followed up with any aggression. I think look at this series as a whole, we've kind of sung Afu's praises a lot, and it's definitely been a story where he's been a lot more effective in that 4 position role than Victoria has. But this is the first game I feel we're really seeing Victoria step up, not just match Afu, but more done than him in the early game. On a hero that's harder to execute than the Earth Spirit, perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, this mid lane's like maybe one of the only options this Earth Spirit could even make the gank on, but Victoria have been there over the shoulder for a lot of those times. So Afu's options are extremely limited. The guy is still level 1.
Yikes.
Like, you really just can't feel like you can get any sort of setup going, and he doesn't even have the stun to work with. He is doing his support thing, though, and he's building up a mighty, mighty stack. If Bristle could eventually get over there to take it down, he could leech it and quickly find a burst of XP to get himself into a decent shape. But still, obviously this is probably one of the worst starts you could ask for as an Earth Spirit.
Sucks when you have that really bad level 1 start. Like, giving up that first blood not only sets you back, when you give that gold and experience to like the enemy full position, your life gets harder because that's a hero that's matching your movement. So it's not just dying, it's about who you die to. So Kunkka's been able to outplay him from the start as a result.
Oh, jump in blink blocks the roll, but Flame will pepper him up a bit. He heals through that top lane, it would look like. We have 11 nearby working his way through the jungle.
There's that in town going. He's pretty happy. He knows mid and bottom are crushing. This stage, his team, he's probably just been like given the mention that, hey, these lanes are going so well, just don't die too much, try and hold your tower, just keep farming. They don't need the tide to rotate with rabbits. They are doing so incredibly well without the tide. This is actually like a scenario where this tide has so little pressure on him to actually achieve anything that he can just play the farming game.
Maybe I've been waiting in that bottom lane in case one of those 2 LFY members wanted to overstep their boundaries, but the opportunity is not going to be there. They will end up at least clearing out the tier 1, it would look like. Which, oh, LFY getting jumped here a bit. Ame is going to happy to tag him up a bit. But, you know, if they want, does AM just kind of keep hanging in this bottom lane? Is it time for him to step off and go to the jungle? That lane could be swapped over to his support for now, I guess, if they wanted to get Silencer closer to that global.
Ideally, you farm both. I think the most efficient way to play the anti-mage is to farm the lane and then go farm that big camp right by your lane. Yao's trying to stack it, which won't work. It has been blocked, but Yeah, ideally, you're at this point where you've got the regen from the Ring of Health, now Perseverance. You can farm, push out the lane, farm your jungle camp, and then just keep playing this efficient style to maximize your farming and get to that battlefield as fast as possible.
Stun hit onto 11.
Go for this Ravage.
Yeah, he's
TV's
moving
coming
forward
in.
like he wants to. Tries to dodge getting hit by the Quill, but until the rotations come, no commitment will be made.
Had the Kunkka, but just level 4, no go ship. Level 4 Silencer, they don't have their ultis. It was actually a good safe call not to go for it, as much as I think a lot of times they would have been like, oh, 2 heroes coming in, let's go for this. Like, would have been a bad decision.
Still LGD though. Hanging on this top lane right now as Monet is trucking on forward. Super is nearby already in the dragon form.
Feels like the key thing for LGD now is trying to get these support level 6s, get Global and Ghost Ship online. They'll have great initiation with the level 3 X plus Ghost Ship. And they'll have a great team fight with the Global Silence once he's level 6. And for LFY, it's similarly get Warlock level 6 and try and take some team fights, maybe offer some smoke ganks to utilize that tool.
50 seconds before the book is going to be up. Ooh, bottom lane Ame just gets a solo kill onto the Zeus, diving under the tower. But we go back top where 11 swinging it out right now. Dishes the Ravage as they find connection onto Super Monet. Could be the next victim. Afu rolls into action, gets hit pretty damn hard, but it does help them in getting some good return fire here. Victoria on the run. Afu needs 4 more seconds for a roll, but they're not going to go for it. A 2-for-2 trade, but it's 2 cores for an offlaner and a support.
Yeah, much better for LGD considering they got a mid and a they got the mid and the carry. Holy cow, that's fantastic for them. Both the kills they get are big ones, and just losing. Yeah, support offlaner, a big deal. Tide Ravage use the entire time. You've got Anti-Mage farming, Ursa farming,
And he had killed the Zeus. He's just like, dum-de-doo, having the time of his life through the bottom half of this map. My team's winning. My team's getting kills. This is awesome. Back to the grind, LFY. You have to prepare. Bottom lane goes super, and Afu is a lone defender at the moment to this top tier 1. But looks like we do have a posse rolling in. Can the 3 of them take down this watermelon monster? They're trying. They're swatting him. They're hitting him. But it looks like with Monet coming in, that should help quite a bit. Okay, there we go. They got it done.
Oh, even through the ulti.
Ulti,
super.
Oh yeah, that
Okay.
might be why. Over on the other side, there is a gank breaking out. We catch the very back end of that one. It is super though going down, and man, for everything LFY are able to get for themselves, LGD just gets something a bit better.
Yeah. I mean, the recurring theme of this game, and towers are falling, Anti-Mage is free farming, Ursa's Blink is going to spell all kinds of trouble, and Afu says...
Silencer and Kunkka, it's also like, that has to be the worst 2 supports to go against if you're an Earth Spirit. Just constantly sucks you in, you can't roll away, the Silencer's cursing you for everything you want to do, Inflame's going down, but here we go. LFY committing in with the rock on this one, hoping that this could be the point to turn it back around, but Monet already eating a lot of damage. Super's coming in, dishes out the dual breath, helps get the kill on Victoria. Monet is still fighting strong, and they will secure a double kill for the Bristleback.
Nice. That Arcane Curse is doing some damage, but not going to kill him off.
Uh-oh.
That's like never-ending Arcane Curse.
Ame's coming. Ame's coming. Hi.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, yeah, I guess I'll have to pop him.
That Arcane Curse was going to last like for 30 seconds or something absurd. What a. I mean, it's not like a crippling damage for him, but it was over time, even with his back turn, bringing him down.
I mean, of all the heroes in the game of Dota, I would think Arcane Curse is like the best thing ever on Bristleback. Just constantly spamming out goo and quills. I think it's just going to last forever. I mean, yeah, he'll eventually be able to build up the magic resistance for it, but, still super, super annoying, especially at this point in the game.
Absolutely. Well, that gets Anti-Mage a 12.5-minute Battle Fury checks. About as fast as it gets.
Yeah, and as the Chinese say, he's about ready to take flight with this great start and picking up multiple kills as well, which you definitely don't want to be giving up to the Anti-Mage.
Take flight? I've heard that, not just in China.
Oh,
It's a Chinese saying, huh?
You know what I mean.
Fair enough. As they fly their way down this mid lane, they are going to be easily securing a tier 1, it would appear. But, man, I
Bottom lane, anti-mage.
Yeah. Cat and mouse chase here. Got him. Pops him on down.
He's
Afu
like,
rolls
oh,
in.
Afu, you want to mess around too? He could actually, he could just turn and fight Afu. Perhaps doesn't know where the other heroes are, but
Yeah.
yeah, this is looking rough for LFY.
Yeah, this is definitely feeling like the most significant advantage for a start of the game of this series so far, going for LGD.
Yeah, for LFY, like what this looks like if you're winning, if your towers are still standing, you're able to push with the DK Bristleback.
Oh, and they found a stack, but they have been spotted.
You have maybe a Nimbus Cloud kind of backing that up as well, like 4 melee heroes on the side of LGD. Could be quite annoying against the Nimbus. Like we see that kind of 4-staff Ags build that Inflame usually goes for, but one thing at a time. He's not anywhere near that phase right now.
Yeah, and then it's not going to get any easier. They try to make an approach onto 11, but I don't think they're going to be able to do a whole lot. He just pops the Ravage. Super gets popped. They move on over for 11 right now, but it's not working out so well. DDC is just going to have to finally commit in the Rock and the Fatal Bonds in hopes that they could just scrap together anything that they can. But Afu goes down next. They hold on to some good Fatal Bonds damage, and it's going to get the finish onto maybe. The rest of LGD, it looks like they will take their lead.
Not as bad as it kind of looked like it was maybe going to go. Yao will barely escape. But yeah, anti-mage, when you're fighting with your Treads Battle Fury, you're kind of far ahead, because he's kind of, normally it's like that Manta style where you kind of consider and start getting involved in the action, but he says, no, I'm already ready. And also we can start taking these Ancients. He steals one Ancient sack, he goes and steals another. Don't think there's damage to kill him here. If anything, he can kill Afu, but he's worried about, yeah, Zeus coming in. Lightning Bolt and an ulti. Oh, he's dead.
Nice.
Okay.
All right.
Big kill, but still, there's an anti-mage problem with that kill, but it does something. Slows him down.
It's nice, but I just can't feel like LGD just had lost so much. Not just from the casualties of the fight itself, but you were mentioning the stacks that had been taken away, the mighty Bristleback stack, ransacked by LGD. Tidehunter getting a lot of that too. So not even a lot of funding for them to kind of fall back on at this point. DDC is going to have to work through making a new set of stacks at this point. And what do we have coming together for some of the cores on LFY's side? Steve and Yasha in the works for your Bristleback. Super doesn't have anything queued up at the moment, but you know, Power Treads drums. We've seen the story before.
Sometimes he'll go with that BKB over the Blink if he feels it's an essential item for the game. This game fighting into like the Tide Ravage, the Global Silence, the Kunkka, it may be more of a priority.
All right, fight at the Roche pit here. Monet moving right into action, finds focus off to Yao. Yao still needs 10 seconds before the Global's even going to be back up. And now they settle for the time instead. This is a great window for LFY while these big ultis still need some more time. Yao focus once again. 1 more second for the Global. Oh, he gets blasted down right at that second. And LFY now sneak into this Roche pit and take it for themselves.
Impossible. It seemed a bit ambitious of LGD doing this without the anti-mage. It doesn't seem like they need to force this big fight, but Ravage is up. They still can try and fight this one. Anti-mage just not TP though to help out.
Ball back. These Global's ready. LFY are very nervous now as 11's looking to walk into action. He does have that Ravage. And there it is. Finds good connection onto 4 targets at that point. But Monet is still shredding apart, and that's going to get the finish. Now it's Maybe running in, able to get the Afu takedown. They turn their focus onto Maybe and take him out as well. LFY will continue their adventure into this Roche pit while the AM is just farming his way through the bottom half of the map.
Yeah. Feels kind of like a let's contest Roche just because it's creating space for AM kind of moment, but at the same time kind of necessary. Whoa, Yao got the Roche last hit? Okay, that's some value Arcane Curse. Roshan was snatched, it says. So yeah, Radiant got the Roche last hit. That's some nice,
that's a
nice
freak,
gold stolen.
Little freak accident that happened to work out well. Nice job, Yao. Clutch. But Age is still belonging to LFY on this one.
It's definitely, again, we kind of feels like a recurring theme where LFY just making the better moves, team fights, and just playing more together and kind of out-executing LGD, but this game there's still this big anti-mage problem. No matter how well you execute, do you even have a solution for him? And for now, the answer still looks like no.
Next up is kind of that, what has been fabled almost as the AoE build up on your Ursa. Desolator is going to be on queue for maybe. I've heard a lot of people say that, you know, you'll see Ursa for this, I guess, that they lack tower hitting capabilities or ways to do some extra sieging power.
Good burst against some of these tankier heroes like Dragon Knight and Bristle. You want to maximize your damage output during global before you get hit by a Warlock Rock or a DK stun.
Definitely tough there.
It does feel like a game where Anti-Mage is going to be the one split pushing and hitting buildings, so I don't really feel like he needs it for the building hit as much.
Oh. Moves for Victoria here.
So close
setting
to
it
his
up
mech.
from Afu. But he's able to kind of walk away from this one. There's the TP. Can he cancel it? No. He might be able to get that mech.
How to dodge a 4-man gank as a support.
I think maybe he had a little bit to say in there, right? He kind of showed up, and I think LGDFY were trying to change course or change targets. It got a bit confusing there. But they will at least get to tier 1.
Well, Jack, the Bog is online, you know. They got an Aegis. They're got the Warlock, DK, Bristleback. This is it, you know. Game 5 decided they've gone full Bog and hoping that it's going to work out for them. They may have started poorly, but this is...
Yeah, this is baby
this is
Bog
it,
right here. This is baby bogging right now.
I don't know if it's going to be enough, as the Manta style just came online there for the anti-mage. So we'll see. I mean, bottom, I think it's all hands on deck. It's time to get pushing and try to get this one to a key objective before the anti-mage is, you know, he's got what he needs now.
Yeah.
So this is going to be very rough for LFY.
It's like, do you really want to go late game against those heroes? Can you go late game? Perhaps we'll see some kind of Zeus scaling with, like, the Ag's Lightning Bolt mini stun does make Zeus more of a control machine in some of these later fights, if you can get to that point. Dragon, I actually kind of like this. He's going to go for the Shadow Blade. This is kind of the item you normally opt for against the anti-mage, because you want to be able to just have that easier kind of, well, better scaling for one thing into the late game, and also easier initiation on him when he's trying to split push. So I like that Super does mix up his build based on the state of this game and the hero he is up against. Also Silver Edge against Tide. You want to start a fight on this annoying Tide who's always in the front lines, and you're just going to cracking off any kind of disable? Well, Silver Edge will prevent that.
Tower will go down. Nice snag right there as Monet continues to truck on forward through this lane. He still sports that Aegis here, and we'll see if LFY are going to be putting some more attention to going on the offensive, because I would agree with you guys. LGD's late game lineup is pretty damn ridiculous here. Monet is slowly withering down 11 at this point, and he's just going to have to go to the TP.
Close. LGD were actually rotating up there with the entire team, but the problem was 11 was going to be unable to fight, so even with the team moving up there, it was not going to be all too favorable.
They would love to have that Ravage. At some point, just, yeah, I know it's kind of a flavor pickup, but anti-mage Agnes, is that a possibility this game? I mean, if you're going to get hit with a Shadowblade Dragon Tail, Thunderbolt, mini stuns,
yeah,
Bristle Goo?
I think he definitely wants to go either that or the Lincolns. There's some games where the Axe is bad because it's not good against certain spells, but against the Dragon Tail it's definitely good. Don't really see any return spells you don't want to return. Nasal Goo is like a very easy thing to break it, but that's same as the Lincolns, yeah.
Here's LGD though, looking to go on the prowl. They have popped their smoke, and they begin to head straight across here, maybe to rendezvous with Ame right now, who's flirting through this mid lane. We look to LFY's positioning, and they're currently making their own rotation from
Their
just
Aegis
above.
wore off, so they don't have that tool for an impending team fight.
Oh goodness, look at this. Bristle crosses right in front of LGD, and that's when they make their move in. They're going to get a hold of him. They're going to pull him back in. The global comes out. The Ravage is to follow. Monet goes down. They could go for Super next. DDC finds a hell of a rock drop with a Fatal Bond. The Magnetize is also there, but Can they manage to burst through LGD on this one? It looks like they will get the takedown, but maybe they're at the end. Ame, though, able to step in, just shred everything apart. A double kill for him. He heads back to the lane and will follow things up with a tier 2 takedown. But that leads in with just a wonderful situation. LGD just kind of taking it to LFY, reading out the timings of that Aegis. They happen to stumble right across from him. And then with the global silence, that kind of just assured their doom. But
May only be 23 minutes, but Anti-Mage is taking flight, Jack. He's good to go. Says hello as far as his first team fight, big team fight involvement. 17k net worth, no one touching him on farm. They're going to buy back and make a hold of their racks here. Looks like the melee racks will not be claimed, and LGD will have to perhaps say goodbye to this silencer, or Kunkka, sorry, who doesn't have a TP, but they're going to go for bigger fish.
yeah, literally, as they try to get a hold of the Tidehunter here. 11 crosses the street, though, trying to make it to the high ground, but this will just be a slow and painful death for him. I said slow, right? Yeah, it's going to be slow. It will slowly lick the bones till they break. Got him.
It's gonna take a while. That hunter has some very dense bones.
Ulti out, a little bit of extra vision here. LFY get the one target, but yeah, LGD got to be feeling pretty damn confident here on the back of those anti-mage coattails. Simply waiting things out as the global comes back online, as the Ravage will come back. Roshan may respond in about 30 seconds, so if it's a short timer, LGD can kind of just get to that and try to move things forward into closing out this game, closing out this series, this tournament. All for LGD.
LGD versus LGD, best of 5 grand final, going the distance. And, well, perhaps a Chinese Dota Classic. We're going to end on an anti-mage game. Ame has done what's needed to be done. He's got a Skadi queued up as his next item. Not what I would have normally anticipated or expected to see, but kind of at that point where it doesn't matter what you buy in anti-mage because you're just so far ahead. You just get tanky, you get scary. The Skadi slow is actually going to be pretty nice and reduce some of the damage output and the kiting potential of some of these heroes. He's almost already there, too. Crazy thing.
Alright, Deso in hand, it looks like for maybe now. And cooldowns at the good. Mech is up. Things feeling pretty good for LGD at this point. Just a matter of probably scouting out the Roche timer as it is, and wouldn't you know it, it is a shorter timer. It's only going to be about 30 more seconds before it is up and ready to go, and there's a DD rune just outside. Just sitting there waiting for someone to pick up and go in there and just take down that man.
Rene may just pick it up before anyone else can, though, at least. He does see it, but no, gonna walk past it.
Nah, I'm good.
Here go LGD. They're grouping near this mid lane. Ame has his Skadi. He is he's unkillable. There is almost zero chance of him dying in a fight. No lockdown, no damage out, no physical damage output. There is no way this anti-mage can be
Guys,
killed.
wait, one more second. Alright, well, they'll settle for the shrine.
Maybe they just got it after the strike. Or
Maybe.
they just want to fight with this DD. That could
Yeah.
also be quite a likely occurrence.
They had this ward up here just outside the center lane, but looks like they'll recognize LFY head the other direction, so that's when they step back for Roche. They'll go in and get the Aegis here. Alright, LFY, are you going to go down like that? Fighting so hard. They started this best of 5 series down 0-2. They move on to win the next 2 games. You're going to go out like this? Got to get in there. Bring the fight. I don't know why I had to coach him there for that moment, but I just, you know, we were here for so long. You just want to see both these teams give it really their all.
Their coach, I believe, is Banana, who made a name for himself with a number of teams over the years. He coached
TI or newbie, right? No. Oh God,
he actually coached LGD last year. Again, he had to play as a stand-in because of visa issues, so he is with LFY now.
Well, he's probably not going to be super happy because they are losing the reps. The mid lane, Jack. The tier 3 is already down. Here comes the upheaval, a good magnetize, a good spread of magical damage coming in with the Thunder Gods on top of it. This could pose a little bit of a problem for LGD right now, but then again, we still have the anti-mage factor looking to come in and take advantage of all that empty mana. Sees out Super though makes it back inside, settles for Afu instead. Afu is not going to be able to make the roll back in, but Ame's going to roll back in. Oh my god, just evaporates the Zeus. In Flame is just torched. The double kill is there. The buyback has to come out. It's only DDC. And this seems to be the beginning of the end. Super goes down without a buyback. LGD go in for the Rex, and they have done it, gentlemen. They are going to be your grand final champions of MDL, taking the title away from the Evil Geniuses.
It is indeed Dynasty Day. Maybe Emperor is crowned here as the kings of MDL.
Is it the year of LGD? China has crowned them the People's Champions.
That's the way the meme goes. They're unbeatable. The preordained People's Champions. MDL is a pretty good start here for them.
Hell yeah.
We've had a good couple of months qualifying for